Okay, so let's take a look at the properties of rigid motions. First things first, when you have a rigid motion, it is a congruency transformation. So, in other words, a dilation is not a rigid motion, okay? So, a rigid motion can be any combination of a translation, a rotation, or a line reflection. Both length, distance, same thing as distance, and angle measurement are preserved. Okay, the corresponding parts of the congruent shapes are congruent. So, if we're looking at this first question, number one, they type these up in order. Okay, so A is going to correspond to E. B will correspond to F, etc. You get the idea? So we're looking at this picture below. Okay, we're rotating. I rotated 150 degrees about point J. And I'm asking for the measurement of GFH. So GFH, this is what I'm asking for. This measurement here. Okay, I want to know this measurement. If the measure of CBD is 25 degrees. Now, you don't know properties of a rhombus yet, so keep that in mind. Okay, this is 25 degrees, and I want to know this. So here's the deal, okay? When you're looking at CBD, C, okay, B, D. So, C, B, D. Now, mimic that over here. C corresponds to G. Okay, B corresponds to F, and D corresponds to H. So, these are corresponding angles. And a rotation is a rigid motion. So, the measure of angle GFH equals 25 degrees because a rotation about point J is a rigid motion. So, corresponding parts of these rhombi are congruent. Okay? Therefore, all right, those two angles are congruent. Now let's look at question 2. Now, question 2 is usually multiple choice, okay? I didn't make a multiple choice here because I just want to discuss it. So I have this rhombus, and I want to know what transformations will carry the rhombus onto itself. That means, for instance, if you were to do a reflection over the line y equals 3, the top part of the rhombus, okay, will carry on to the bottom part, and the bottom part will carry on to the top part. So they will carry onto one another. So that's one example. Okay, here's another example. Okay, another example is the y-axis here. So if you do a reflection over the y-axis, it will map onto itself as well. A third answer would be a rotation of 180 degrees, okay? Rotation, 180 degrees. It doesn't matter if it's clockwise or counterclockwise. Now, if I look at point B, for instance, right? Point B, if I were to rotate 90 degrees, if I made this point my center point, so let's say I changed my axes around, okay? Just so I could easily see a rule. If I were to map 90 degrees, right? If this were 0, 0, this would be 0, 3. which would become negative 3, 0, so it doesn't map onto itself after 90 degrees. Okay, so a rotation 180 degrees, oh, I should say where the center is. Centered at 0, 3. Okay, over here, we want to know what sequence of rigid motions will prove that A, B, C is congruent to D, E, F. Start immediately by checking the orientation. So I go A, B, C. I'm traveling around like a clock. I end up back at A. So if I go to the image of A, D, and I go in the same direction, D, E, F. So the orientation is not changed. Therefore, we're going to have a rotation and a translation. Okay? So this is going to be a rotation. And there's more than one correct answer. Rotation 90 degrees counterclockwise. All right, let's see where that goes to. So, for instance, -1, -6 becomes 6, -1. That would be C prime, for instance. Okay, B is -4, -3, which becomes 3, -4. That would be B prime. And A is -6, 7, -8. -8, -7. So A prime would be 7, -8. I'm just using the rule. AB becomes the opposite of BA. All right, so 7, -8. So I have 6, 7, down 8. A prime. Okay, this is, oh, centered at the origin. Centered at 0, 0. Okay, so let's see what that's going to be followed by. So now I need A to go to D, right? I need C to go to F and B to go to E. So you can see that that would be by a translation up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, up 7. Up 7 would be Y plus 7. This is a mapping. You can use a mapping as a rule. Okay, I hope this video helped. So these are properties of rigid motion. So just to mention, okay, angle A is congruent to angle D. Angle B is congruent to angle E. C congruent to F. And the corresponding sides are also congruent. So remember, a rotation and a translation, they're rigid motions, so they're congruence transformations. So the corresponding sides, okay, are congruent, and the corresponding angles are congruent as well. All right, hope this video helped. Stay tuned for class. Thank you.